You know what I consider a wonder? Having Julia Roberts play your mom in a movie titled Wonder. Now that's wonderful. Also, has it occurred to any of you to notice how many movies have been released this year with the word wonder in their titles? That surely makes me wonder. I am so bad at these wonderless jokes. I'll go rest my head in shame now. What is up, everybody? Random Random Man here, bringing you my review for the film adaptation of Wonder. Based on the best-selling novel of the same name, written by R.J. Palacio, the plot basically follows August Augie Pullman, played by Jacob Tremblay, a boy who was born with Treacher-Collins syndrome, which caused him to have deformities on his head and face. And after being homeschooled for most of his life, he is sent to public middle school by his loving parents, played by Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts, so that he can try to fit in. Going into this movie, I had quite a bit of anticipation to see it. By the time this review is uploaded, this movie would have been out for almost a month now, so I'm a little late in getting my thoughts on it, but I was nonetheless excited to see this film, not just for the cast and its plot, but also for the co-writer and director behind it. This movie is co-written and directed by Stephen Chbosky, who brought us the perks of being a wallflower. He was the author of the original novel and also adapted his own novel into a screenplay and directed the film adaptation as well. I adore that movie. It is one of my favorite coming-of-age movies of this current decade, and I was so curious to see what he could do with another coming-of-age concept of sorts, but with a much younger lead. Going into the performances, Jacob Tremblay in the lead role of Augie is simply phenomenal. I thought he was amazing 2 years ago in Room, coincidentally another film adaptation. I think he delivered one of the best performances possibly ever given by a child in a movie. And in Wonder, naturally he is a bit older in real life and as a character. And what he does with this performance is not only give a bunch of vulnerability for looking different than other kids, but also a lot of gutsiness too in his big interest in science, him loving his family so much, and genuinely trying to make friends, even though, again, the barrier of him just so happening to look different. This is also due in part to the fantastic makeup work done to Tremblay's head and face. The rest of the supporting players in this movie are up to snuff to Tremblay and his performance. We have Julia Roberts, the lovely Julia Roberts, as Augie's mom. She is great here. Owen Wilson as Augie's dad. He is strong in this film. Isabella Vidovic is very good as Augie's older sister, Olivia, aka Via. Mandy Inigo Montoya Patikin is nice as the principal to Augie's school. David Deeks does a cool job as Augie's homeroom teacher. Noah Jupe plays Jack Will, a boy who Augie befriends. He does a good job here. Danielle Rose Russell plays Miranda, the best friend to Via and Augie as well. She does a nice job in the movie as well. All the other kid actors in this movie do a nice job here as well. Basically, everybody in this movie, no matter their role, but especially the excellent performance by Jacob Tremblay, all do nice jobs. The writing in this film very much handled its subject matter in a very delicate way. Like I've said before, Stephen Chbosky co-wrote the screenplay to this movie and directed this film. And while I've never read the book that this movie is based on, what I saw surprised me a little bit in how the movie was structured and again, how it was able to treat the plot. The movie is broken up into mini chapters of sorts, focusing in on some characters in connection to the bigger plot. We have Augie, his older sister Via, his friend Jack Will, and Via's best friend Miranda focused in on and how they connect to the overarching plot here. And that actually was a nice thing to see as we got perspectives of different characters and what they are going through. As this is not only concerning Augie in him going to a public school for the first time, but also seeing the points of view from characters around him and how they feel and what they are personally going through at the same time. That made the movie pretty focused all around, not just with the writing, but also with Chbosky's direction. He has a knack for directing younger actors, it seems, as he did a masterful job with The Perks of Being a Wallflower and its leads, and again here with the younger actors in Wonder. Seeing these characters interact with each other and looking very realistically portrayed, as well as it connected to me to see how in real life kids do act this way with one another, it seems, even if they are antagonized by someone who is different. I think we can all relate to being bullied even to a minor extent in real life, but for me, for the past 2 straight summers in a row, I actually worked at a summer camp and have worked with kids aged about 5 to 12. And when kids turn on each other, it's not pretty. And the theme, the big theme in Wonder of kindness, to choose kind, all of that, treating each other with tolerance and respect is shown off beautifully in this film. That was something I was very pleased to see the movie spread all around, as I had to spread awareness, love, and all sorts of kindness at the summer camp I worked at. And I think this movie will really strike a chord with kids, as I feel that this is the kind of movie that kids should see at a very young age, or even at school, it seems, to show each other how we must treat each other with utmost respect in how we interact with each other on our day-to-day lives. And what a message for a movie to spread in this current climate that is geared towards a younger demographic, as it's pretty rare nowadays to see a live-action drama that is rated PG. General technical merits with this movie are well done all around, as it looks and sounds nice. Me being able to get into the emotion and sentiment that this movie carries really struck a chord with me personally, as it just got me choked up at certain points to see Augie be down or other characters be connected with this story, because it just felt so realistic and grounded to see. The only glaring issue I would say I have with this film is in regards to its running time. The movie is mostly well paced at about an hour and 53 minutes, yet I did feel it lull in some moments, mostly towards the end. It wasn't that big of an issue to derail it, but I felt that the pacing could have been tightened up a little more to be more streamlined. It was necessary to see some sequences be there to hammer home the powerful messages and themes, but I'm not sure how kids could stomach seeing a movie that is close to 2 hours in length, especially since they are the target demographic to see this film. Certainly not that big of an issue for me, but it is there for other people to think about. But all in all, I was truly touched by Wonder. Its main theme and message of choosing kind or to choose kind did really succeed, and I hope that the demographic that this movie is geared towards really does see it. Young kids will really get a lot watching this movie at a specific time where social interactions are going to be inevitable, and in knowing how to deal with people of all different backgrounds, it is up to us to really provide a nice segue for the future generations. I saw this movie with my mom. We both really enjoyed it. It was quite cute to see a movie like this be put up on the big screen. As I've said, this movie really has struck a chord with critics, audiences, and has even become a box office success, grossing over $100 million now at the US domestic box office, which I am so glad to see a movie like this accomplish a feat like that. Simply put, Wonder is wonderful. Yes, this is the 3rd movie this year I have described that adjective towards, starting with Wonder Woman, Professor Marston and the Wonder Women, and now Wonder. It's just a coincidence that these movies that have the word wonder in their titles have really been something outstanding to me. I definitely recommend Wonder. My final verdict for Wonder is 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on what you thought of Wonder, social media links in the description, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.